Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. This is your match reaction. Manchester United losing 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Oh, God. All of the positivity of the international break and being excited about United being back is just gone in, not 90 minutes, in 45 minutes, because I thought the first half was quite good. But, Ben, you're on my direct left. I'll go to you first. Give me your thoughts on the game. Are you as annoyed as I am, or, are you erring on the side of positivity?
Nah, it's annoying, but I think we're used to it now, aren't we? I think it's that we all know where the issue is. We know what's got to be done. Harry Maguire come on and did more up front in the minutes that he was on the pitch than anybody else on the pitch that I've seen.
I know.
That says it all.
Yeah.
What can you say?
I know. Chris?
I mean, for the first 40, like you said, Jack, for the first 45, we played good. We played well. We made one mistake and they capitalized on one mistake. And I mean, let's be honest, like a friend of mine I was talking to him. He was at work listening to the game. He goes, that's the way Forest plays. They sit back, they sit back, they sit back. And then the one time they counter, they score. And all of a sudden now we're down 1-0 and then we're pushing. But in the first half, I mean, if you tail of two halves, first half, we had chances. Bruno had a header. There's a couple shots. We were creating things that looked promising. And then the second half, the wheels came off, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know what.
Like nearly we just kind of ran out of ideas or ran out of, and we've seen this an awful lot, throughout this season. It's like, well, we threw everything at you in the first half. Well, that's all we've got now. So we're just going to sit, just go sideways and take the whole intensity out of the game.
Yeah, but you got to keep on keeping on. Like, if it doesn't work, you keep going. I mean, there was things that were working, and it's just like, you don't have to change anything. You keep going, and you keep pushing, you keep pounding, you keep doing it. I mean, but Ben hit the nail on the head. Is Maguire came on for 5 minutes. It did more than any of the front three. And I'm not trying to harp on Garnacho, and I know he's a young player and everything like that. But I mean, he did, like you said, he was involved, but his decision making and his clear and decisiveness. I mean, and I know Anthony Elanga. For the next week, until City game, all we're going to hear is, "Oh, we shouldn't have given him up. We shouldn't have." I mean, let's be honest. He went to Forest. He got opportunities. He developed as a player. He grew up as a player. He wasn't that player when we had him. I mean, he had all the speed, but he couldn't finish. He wasn't finishing the ball like he is this season and everything. So, hey, hats off to him. But at the same time, that's the kind of step you need Garnacho to take. I mean, granted, he doesn't have that speed, but he's got to make clear and decisive decisions, whether you're going to shoot, whether you're going to do this. I mean,
when you're mentioning Garnacho there, like, he had 6 shots in the game, not one of them were on target, and he lost possession 18 times.
Well, and that's the problem. It's like in the first half, like I was saying, it's like, yeah, he was involved. He was cutting in. He was doing things. But then his decision-making is what lost us the ball and loses you the momentum. Yeah. And that's the issue. It's like, it's one thing if you're doing it and you're making a pass and maybe everybody can say, oh, he shouldn't have passed. He should have taken a shot. I mean, that's, but he's losing the ball, and you can't lose the ball because sometimes we had, even if not numbers, moving the ball through, and he loses the ball because he's so late in making his decision that it lets the defender react and block the ball or block the pass or
Chris,
nick the ball off of him.
Is this issue with Garnacho? Is it lack of quality, or is it? Can you put it down to inexperience and youth?
I don't think you can do the youth thing anymore. I think it's. I just don't think he's taking the next step. Like, he's not, like, I'd have to say, and I'm not going to say he's not trying, but I think he's trying too hard. He's trying too hard to be the man and not let it come to him. Like, I think he's trying too hard to score. I think he's trying too hard to force the ball. And, I think he's, we've all played, and it's like, you want to wait for the perfect pass, but it'll never come.
Yeah.
And I think that's what sums him up. He's like, he's waiting for the perfect thing to open so he can slot it through. And it's like, no, you need to make things happen. Like some of the greats, and I know this is, but they make your movements make things happen. You can't let the defense do things and then react. You have to do things. And that's why I've always said, like, even with Hoyland and when Xerxes was up top and everything is, their movements dictate what the defense does. You can't let the defense dictate what you do. And I think that's all. And when I always say we're static, that's the reason. Because we're not, even if you make an off-the-ball runner, you make a run to the corner, a defender has to follow you. So if a defender follows you, that means a number 10, whoever's up there, can make the run through, can do the different things. You have to dictate what happens. And the problem is when we get in the attacking third, we don't dictate anything. We dictate the ball going side to side. Yeah. And that's it. And that's the issue. Like if you watch all the top forwards, I don't care if it's Gyökeres or Osman or any of these guys, they dictate what happens.
But is there an argument now, Chris, that we need more than a striker in the summer? We need another high quality number 10.
I think you posted it in the podcast.
Did I?
Yeah, Turkey. But no, I'm just
Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think we need somebody like I said in the chat earlier. It's like Bruno. We've been playing so well. Bruno's been playing at the 6, and now all of a sudden we bring Casemiro and Ugarte in, and now Bruno's playing in a 10. Well, we have no rhythm with Bruno playing in a 10, and that's the difference. Like it's not. And as much as everybody wants to get on it, it's not seamless. It's not. I mean, how long has it been since Bruno's played in a 10? Let's be honest. I mean, it's been months. So It's not going to be a seamless thing. And if you watch it, Bruno was actually playing a little bit more withdrawn because Garnacho in the first half was making those number 10 runs and doing those things. I mean, honestly, I think if Bruno has those runs and has the ball at his feet, we have better decisions, and I think we score. But that's just forecasting. But I think we need another number 10. I mean, whether we get a run out of Mason Mount, which nobody knows what's going to happen with him or whatnot, it's just, but if you watch, even when Mason Mount when he had that shot that he just missed wide, where was he? He was in a spot where number 10 is, like in the middle of the pitch. Like that's where they need to be. I mean, and that's my issue is like, we need somebody. And I think we need a 10. I mean, we need a striker. We need a lot. Let's just be honest. But I mean, my biggest things are we need a striker. We need another number 10. And I'd be happy if Bruno played a 6 the way he was, because when he plays as a deep line playmaker, he's very, very good.
Yeah.
And I mean, is it ideal? No, but with the team that we have and the small amount of moves we're going to make, I would say number 9, a number 10. And then, I mean, if you want to say a right wing back, I mean, I guess you can go there, but I'd rather have another center back. But that's just me, because of the youth that we have at center back right now. And like, my thing is like, and I hate to bring him up because we're going to play him on Sunday, but you watch what Marmoush does for City, like the way he makes his runs and he does different things. He's always in and around and behind people. We don't have that. You know what I mean? And that's what the 10's supposed to do. So that's just my take on it. But
where does Manu fit in all of this for you?
Sold.
Mm-hmm. You have to elaborate.
I just don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Manu's a good player and everything, but I don't know. I mean, and this is not a knock on him, but I don't know if he fits the system. So we have to make hard decisions. Do we keep someone that doesn't fit the system and put square peg in round hole? Or do we have to have the coach alter his system to make him fit? I mean, and I'll be honest, what have we seen out of Manu so far? Under Ten Hag, he played as an 8/6, however, whatever you want to call it at that point. A couple games he got a run at a 10 position. I mean, he's a strong kid. He's a good player and everything. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but I'm just looking at it as an Amarin 3-4-3 system. I don't know if he fits. Because he's a lot like Casemiro. Like if he plays in a 6, he's not a pressing midfielder like an Ugarte or right. He's not. He's more of a Casemiro. He plays in between players and he waits to, he waits till the ball goes.
Is he in the bracket of maybe a younger version of Christian Eriksen that gets a free pass when it comes to an awful lot of parts about playing in midfield, physicality, pace, these kind of things?
No, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, we all know he doesn't have lightning pace.
If we're talking about giving Mason Mount a chance, I mean, fuck me, like.
Yeah, but we've seen what Mason Mount can do. I mean, let's be honest. He played really well for Chelsea, and I know that was years ago, but you've seen what he can do. I mean, what have we seen Mount can do in this system? I don't, or not Mount, but Mainu can do in this system. I don't know. And I mean, and I'm always saying, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. If we need to raise money, if we need to raise money to go out and get a top striker, I would sell Mainu to go get a top striker. I'm sorry, I would. If I could sell Mainu for, I'm just going to use the number, 60 million pounds, I would take that and go buy Gyökeres or a top striker and run with it.
Ben,
I mean,
it makes sense what Chris is saying, but it's same as that, isn't it? If Casemiro's going, Eriksen's going, then I think there's a place in the squad for Mainu. But I can understand what Chris is saying. If we're going to sell somebody to get some money in, Mainu makes sense, don't it?
I'm going to ban both of you. I'm 5.
But Jack, let me answer this question, Jack. Where then you tell me, educate me. Where do you see him fitting? Like,
I think he can play. Honest opinion. I think his game intelligence and how his all around football knowledge. Okay, his all around football intelligence for such a young player. I think he can play the number 10 quite comfortably. It may take time for him to adapt to the certain aspects of how Ruben Amorim wants him to play. But correct me if I'm wrong, but we were all absolutely raving about him in the Europa League when he got the chance to play in the number 10.
Yes.
And I cannot dismiss what he done as an 18-year-old or whatever age he was coming in his first season under Erik ten Hag. That is, you do not see that out of young players in that position, to be so composed on the ball, never gives it away, scores important goals. I mean, that goal against Wolves always is going to stand out. Scores in an FA Cup final, all at such a young age. I wouldn't be going anywhere near selling him.
But okay, so let me pose a question, and we'll just use these two names. If you could sell Mainu to get Gyökeres, would you do it? 42 goals in 42 games.
It's same as that though. It's same as that though with Bruno with this 90 million. Is it Bruno or Mainu that you're getting rid of?
I mean,
I think it's a little bit more complicated. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more complicated. I think we can get money in without having to sell him. You know what I mean? Like, you have to realize that if we get, let's say we get Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, and Casemiro gone, that's like 2 million a week in wages.
I understand that.
And that's huge. And you probably would generate
Rashford's pure profit.
You'd probably generate 100 million off of them four. Well, Rashford's got 40 million as Villa have an option at
95, close to 100 million.
Yeah,
but then you got to take what we lose out of Sancho because he's not paid off, so he's not pure profit. So that's a loss in Jadon Sancho. Anthony's a loss.
Yeah, I understand, but I think what Ineos are doing is, and they're not forgetting about the past, but I think what they're doing is they're starting from scratch. I just don't think that's going to happen. You talk about what Jim Ratcliffe said to Gary Neville in the interview about, the plan is not to sell academy players to generate revenue to rebuild. Now it's always going to be the case where academy players move on, but I would sell Garnacho in a heartbeat before I would sell Mainu. Okay,
well, that was going to be my next question. If you could sell one or the other, which one would you sell?
Garnacho.
Okay.
I think Mainu has more adaptability to his game. I think he's more willing to improve. He's less likely to want to leave Manchester United in the future. He's less likely to throw a sulk. And he can probably play in more positions than Garnacho can.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't disagree with that. Like, if you're going to tell me If it's going to be one or the other, I would sell Garnacho and I would keep Mainu. But my other problem with Mainu is that, okay, so you're going to play him as a 10. And again, what is he? Let's just say next season he's 20 years old. And like you just said, he's going to go through a learning curve because he basically hasn't played a lot this season. Okay, so this season's kind of a wash. So we're going to go into next season. You're going to have Bruno, and you're going to put Bruno as a 10, you're going to put him as a 6. So who are you going to play opposite of him? I mean, I'll be honest with you, even if you get a top striker, we're a mid-table team at that point. I'm sorry with that. With Mainu starting as a 10, we're a mid-table team because he's going to go through growing pains. And that's the issue is that, and I'm not saying we have to go out and buy. I mean, if you want to tell me you want to bring Mainu off the bench and he's going to start half the amount of games, all right, I'll give you that. But we're still going to be a mid-table team and it's going to suck. And I mean, I'm okay with that because if we're going to build and grow to the future, then I'm all right with that. Then you might as well buy a Liam Delap, a 22-year-old, because you're going to waste the best years of a 26, 27, 28-year-old striker waiting to get him service for the ball.
Well, I didn't think I'd be any more depressed after that game, but it's so next season we're fucked as well. You know what I mean?
There's a lot. I mean, but you look at today's.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, Chris. And look, you do have a very valid point, and I think it's the reluctancy to have to wait any longer to try and get back to where we want to be. I could see four.
Let me ask a question. If we had a striker, it doesn't like if we had an accomplished striker in this team right now, we're what 14th in the league right now, 15th.
I didn't even check. I don't even want to look.
Well, don't look. You don't have to. Where do you think we'd honestly be? 8th?
Well, I think we would be. I mean, like if you look at the league table, I think from 5th all the way down to 11th, I think there's only 4 points in the difference. Let me double check that because I don't want to give out silly stats. Man City are on 48 points and Brentford in 11th are on 41. So there's 7 points. If we had a striker scoring 25 goals this season, we would be challenging for the Champions League. We would be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you look at it, going into tonight's game, we're only 11 points off of City. 11 points. And look at the amount of rubbish that we're throwing away this season.
No, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're very flawed at the moment because of who we have and what we have going on and so forth and so on. And I've read a lot of articles about, the kid from Sporting Trincal that was at Wolves and went to Sporting and really blossomed, which everybody's like, oh, he's already in the Prem. He's not any good. Well, Gyökeres was in the Prem and he wasn't very good. And now look at him. Like, I mean, everybody develops. I mean, Elanga wasn't very good for us and look at him now. He's very good, and everything like that. So it takes a little bit for everybody. And I get that, but it's like, with the players we have now, like, we're in a point of this next transfer market is next transfer window, is going to really dictate where we're going to be. Are we going to be a mid-level team or are we going to challenge? Because if you don't buy experience, we're going to be a mid-level club.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what's terrible about it. Because I'll be honest with you, experience today, I think we win.
Oh yeah, we do win. We do win. 100% we win. You know what I mean? If you've got an experienced striker there, a number 10 who's able to link to play an awful lot better than, the likes of Garnacho or, even Xerxes at times. I think we do win that game. I think Dorgu had a terrible second half. He was very wasteful, and it's the first real kind of dip in performance. But again, it's only for 45 minutes, not even a full game. I thought Casemiro was doing well. In fairness to him, I thought Ugarte done well.
So can I point something out about that Dorgu comment?
Yeah.
So in the first half, who played in front of him?
It's a great point. And that was going to be one of my questions. I forgot to ask it. I think Garnacho looked less dangerous when he went on the left-hand side.
Because where is he playing? He's sitting on the touchline.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, because even when Dorgu
now,
was
you
playing,
can't blame Garnacho for Dorgu's individual errors either in terms of his passing and stuff.
No, but I can say he has less space to work with, because in the first half, when Dorgu was bombing down the left side, there was a lot of space over there because Bruno's not getting sucked out wide. Bruno's playing more central, and so there's. I mean, you look at it. I mean, go back and watch. I mean, Dorgu has miles of space. I mean, now. Don't get me wrong. Did he play great balls or did he do great things with it? No, but he's still young, and I'll give him that one. But in the second half, I found when I was watching, I think everybody reads the Manchester United scouting report but us, because everybody knows Garnacho's going to sit on the touchline. What's he going to do? He's going to cut in. He's going to go to the corner of the 18. He's either going to shoot or he's going to shoot. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's got to put it into fucking Road's head.
Exactly. But, I mean, that's the thing. So you sit there and you look at it and you go, oh, he's playing out there. We don't have to worry about him. He's over there. Everything's good, and everything like that. But in the first half, we were a different team because I think players, Bruno was playing a little bit more central. Dorgu had the space. Garnacho was playing out wide, coming in on the right, and Delo was playing a little bit more withdrawn and everything like that. When he would come in, then Delo would overlap. But I think that's what's good about Delo over there, because he waits to overlap. Now, does he play the ball too slow? Yes, we all know that.
Yeah. But
at the same time, that works on that side. With Dorgu, that doesn't work because he wants to go bombing up the field, and I think that's, you have to point it out. And I'm not trying to say, I mean, Garnacho's young and we've played him too much too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my take. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, as good as Manu is, we played him too much too soon. And we get
needs must.
Yeah. I mean, you sit there and you go, oh, look how good he is. We'll keep playing him. We keep playing him. We keep playing him. I mean, Jack, when you were 18 playing, do you think that's a tall task to be playing?
I peaked at 19. So it is.
But I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, I get it. United and Wilcox and everybody has done such a good job buying youth players. It's going to be a vital summer transfer window. It's going to be an absolutely vital summer transfer window. But look, let me get down through some of the comments here because there's a good few to get through. Dees says, I'm giving Garnacho absolutely nothing this game. Couldn't go past a man. His delivery was absolute bollocks. Finn says, we deserved something out of that. We done everything bar score. We played well. Yeah, look, and again, it's not all negative. I mean, I do think there was a lot of positives there. And if you talk about the overall way of Ruben Amorim wanting this team to play, we're starting to see it on a consistent basis, which is good. So that is a positive. Patrick says, Ericsson would break your heart on corner. Oh, break your heart. So he would. My God. D says, we deserve the point. Forest fans surely must be looking at that and can't be saying they played well enough for 3 points. Well, they played the way they've been playing all season. Soak up pressure and hit you on the counter-attack. Dan says, we need Bruno to stay further up. As soon as he was deep second half, he was useless up top. Finn says, our crossing into the box hits Forest man 99% of the time. We can't attack or send in across. Yeah, well, look, a lot of that comes down to the fact that they've got two monsters playing centre back as well that are just magnets towards the ball. But I do agree, like, there was a couple of times throughout the game where I'm saying to myself, stop just putting the ball in, actually pick out somebody. You know what I mean? Like, David Beckham was the best crosser in the world because he had vision and he could see where the players were, and he was able to execute. You gotta anticipate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Warren says, result didn't matter. We don't move much either way, but we need a performance, and for 45 we got a good one. But where's plan B or C, etc.? Always the same. We know. But I would rather us have the second half in the first half and the first half in the second half, if that makes sense. Because I think the players come off the field with confidence then. There's nothing more. And I think we're probably feeling more confident in what we're talking about. Because Jesus, that was a great fucking second half. You know what I mean? More of that, please. And It's just the game kind of petered out a little bit. Dylan says, how is it Maguire looks more dangerous than Rasmus? Leave Rasmus on the bench and give Obi a chance. I have a B in my bonnet with Rasmus, and I don't know why. Just not good enough, I suppose. Yeah, look, he's really struggling. And again, look, Cheeto Obi played in the FA Youth Cup the other day, so that's why he wasn't included today. These embarrassing Muppets are setting off fireworks for 1-0 victory and parking the bus being all right. Okay. Finn says, just seen Alanga's goal there. Onana has to do way better. Any thoughts on that? Do you think look, it was an amazing run, and when you're going that way and then you go back that way with your shot, I mean, I'm not going, and I was in the side net as well.
I can't, but I mean, I do agree that he looks like a tree falling in the woods instead of like actually explosive and diving and everything like that. Like you watch his hands and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
But I mean, I don't think
sometimes you hands up and accept it, don't you? It's a quality goal at the end of the day, isn't it? That's what it is.
Sometimes you just have to.
I won't take anything away from Alanga's goal. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. We don't need an exact replica. Whilst this may lack his talent and ability, I think the lads are talking between each other there. Patrick says Garnacho is trying too hard to be the showman. It's like someone told him he's prime Ronaldo. Well, I think he thinks he's prime Ronaldo. Mm-hmm. D says, just say it, Jack. Garnacho looks shite. He did look shite. Yeah, he did. Let's end it on that, I think, will we? But yeah, guys, look, appreciate you stopping by as always. Look, unfortunately, there's no watch along for. There may be. Sorry. There may be. Chris may be stepping in, and I'll let you know during the week. But yeah. Look, disappointing nonetheless. But I'm sure I'll be talking to you during the week, guys. And thanks for stopping by as always. Absolute legends. Appreciate it, boys. Chatty. Thanks to everybody for watching as well, guys. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow morning on the Man United Daily podcast. Go check it out. Link is in the description of the video on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll be going through all of the, I suppose, daily Manchester United news, but we'll be obviously talking about this game as well. So make sure you are subscribing to that. Thanks for watching, guys. What is going on with this video, actually, by the way, because it's backwards. I'm going to have to try and sort it out. That's very, very strange. Let me see. Camera, mirror. There we go. I was backwards all along. Anyway, disappointing result. Positives there, but they're hard to, you really have to look close if you want to see them. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash a like in the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. Take it easy. Good luck.